Hey guys, so as promised, this is a video about my new boobies, new and improved boobies. I got a breast reduction and a breast lift, which those two go hand in hand. You cannot get a breast reduction without getting a breast lift. It just doesn't work like that. Um, I decided to do this video because so many people have been asking me so many different questions in regards to my surgery, and I'm tired of answering the questions every other day to different people. So this is the best way that I can get the information out there to you guys as one. So first of all, my doctor that I went to is here in the Atlanta area. He is in where I had my surgery is in Kennesaw, but he does practice at other locations around Atlanta, and his name is Marcus Crawford. And he was on a TV show called Atlanta Plastic, along with a few other doctors, black doctors here in Atlanta. So if you ever watched Atlanta Plastic, Dr. Marcus Crawford, dark skinned, bald guy, that's who's my doctor. Um, yeah, he's a really good doctor, very easy on the eyes, and yeah, very nice professional. And yeah, he helped me out. I don't have a bra on right now, by the way. But anyway, so the number one thing that people ask me is about um, my surgery, as far as like, did I pay out of pocket? Did my insurance pay for it? Yada, yada, yada. So, one, I did get my um, surgery covered by insurance, but that does not mean that my surgery was fully paid by my insurance company. That's just not how it works. I wish that's how it works, but do they pay majority of the cost? Yes. Am I still responsible for some type of payment for my surgery? Yes. So basically, when I first called my doctor's office, I told them what I wanted. They asked me if I had insurance, and they sent me to a chiropractor that they work very closely with. I had to do 2 visits with the chiropractor, and basically she wrote up long clinical notes on why she feels like I'm a good candidate for a breast reduction. You know, when you have large breasts, it can be deemed medically necessary because of the strain that it puts on your back. Anybody that has a good size, decent amount of breast would know that it does cause back pain, shoulder pain. It's just a lot to be carrying big breasts around. And not only did I have big breasts, after having my son, they were not only huge, but they sagged a little bit. You know, that's just the name of the game. And being a woman, it happens to the best of us. I didn't really, the size of my breasts, I definitely wanted them to be a little smaller. And then, of course, I did not like the fact that they were, down here a little bit. Like when I had to wear bras to push them up, I couldn't wear certain things. It just wasn't flattering to me. I never got any complaints, let's be clear about that. But it just wasn't what I wanted for myself. Um, so as far as like the surgery cost, so it's different entities when it comes to insurance. You have to pay for the doctor, you have to pay for the facility that you have the surgery in, and you have to pay the anesthesiologist, med techs, all that gets submitted to your insurance, and you might have a portion for every single one of that. I'm going to tell you guys how much they billed my insurance for, but I won't tell you my part of what I had to pay. That's just doing too much. So Dr. Crawford's part of the surgery, he billed my insurance $12,000, and that's strictly for him doing the surgery. $12,000. I had my surgery at his facility, right there in his office, because you can either have it at the facility or at a hospital that he participates at, which I work for Wellstar Kennestone Hospital. He does do his surgeries there, but I think that's for more like intense surgeries like liposuction, tummy tucks, things of that nature. And my surgery was pretty intense, but I did not need to be at the hospital because it's just not that big of a deal. But anyways, he billed my insurance $12,000 for him, and of course I'll have a portion of that. To use his facility, he billed my insurance $46,000. And no, that's not a typo. Okay? And no, I did not misread it. No, I am not saying it incorrectly. $46,000, not $4,600. $46,000 was billed to my insurance, and yes, I will have a portion of that. Let's see. And the anesthesiologist, if you don't know what that is the person that puts you under the knife, puts you in that good old sleep. Okay, I don't believe it's sleep. I believe they killed me for 2 hours and they brought me back to life because I didn't feel nothing, I didn't see nothing. And when I'm asleep, I can feel and I can see, but that just was a different type of sleep. But anyways, my anesthesiologist billed my insurance $1,560, and of course I will have a portion of that. But I'm coming out, of course, a lot cheaper than I would if I had to pay out of pocket. That's the good thing about having insurance. I have insurance through my job. Again, I work for a hospital, and comes out of my check every other week. My insurance for me and my son. I'd rather have $250 come out of my check for me and my son for insurance, and something happens, God forbid, and we're covered and we're good, than to be something happened to me and my son and I don't have any type of coverage and I'm stuck with medical bills and my credit is shot and I have to pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for medical care. So that's just that. Now, we'll go into the questions people have asked me. The first question is, do they use silicone to lift? I believe that you can, if the doctor recommends it for you, you can use silicone to lift. In my case, I did ask because I was scared that I had too much tissue in my breast. But he said because I already had naturally decent sized breasts and enough breasts, I did not need implants. So basically, my boobs already kind of like look like I have implants, but I do not have implants. It's just I already had full breasts. So I think you can use implants for a lift, but that's only if your doctor recommends it. But for me, I did not need it, but I did ask because I wasn't trying to be left out here crazy. How was my experience? My experience overall has been trial and error. There's some days where I'm in pain, and there's some days where I can do a little bit more than I could do the previous day. But overall, I'm okay. Like I said, I'm still recovering. I had major surgery. It's not the same as breast implants where, they're making an incision and they're putting an implant in, closing you back up, and you can actually tell them, hey, I want to be a D cup, and they'll get a size D implant and place it inside you. That's not how a breast reduction works. They're actually taking from your breast. So I have an incision going here down my breast, and I have incisions going under my breast, starting from right around here all the way up into this part of my chest. And you have the option to remove your nipple, but I guess because I had enough breast, he did not have to remove my nipple, but he did have to move them. So I do have incisions around my nipples as well, but I will not lose full sensation in my nipples. Can I feel them right now? This one, the sensation is coming back. I can feel like me doing this. This one, I can't really feel anything, but I can feel them tingling and starting to get the sensation back into them. But overall, like I said, it's trial and error. It's surgery. You're going to be sore. And more so, I did not have pain. I had more so, like, I don't know how to explain it. It was more so like aching and just a lot of heaviness and, that and sharp pains, I guess. I don't know. But I have a low pain tolerance, so that's just that. On a scale of 1 to 10, how was your pain? After my surgery, I can say my pain was a 10. when I just said previously, I said wasn't in pain. I'm speaking about like right now. But of course, after surgery, once I'm fresh out of surgery, I just felt like a lot of like burning. I was pretty sore like the first couple days. I was still able to walk. It's just very slow. But again, that's only like the first couple days after surgery. I went back to work after 2 weeks, I believe. Yeah, 2 weeks. I went back to work after 2 weeks. But I sit down all day, so if you're doing like heavy stuff, you might have to be out longer. What was the hardest part after surgery? The hardest part after surgery was definitely dealing with drains. So after surgery, you'll have 2 drains hooked up to you, like kind of like a cow, and they drain the blood. Because you don't want to have like fluid build up. So basically, and you have to basically like measure. So you check it twice a day. So I would check it, of course, like when I wake up in the morning. You have to literally measure it. It has like the little whatever on it. Measure it, dump it in the cup, write it down on the paper, which boob, left, right, blah, blah, blah. Do the same thing for the next breast. Go through the whole day with it, dump it. It's just a hassle, and to look at it just wasn't the best for me. My mom really helped me out in the beginning with them because I just wasn't a big fan. But after the second week, I was pretty much doing it by myself. Had no choice, but yeah. That was the hardest part for me. And my mom, the second hardest part for me was not being able to like really like care for Grayson. Well, of course, during like the day of my surgery, he was with his dad. And then the day after happened to be the 4th of July, so he's with his dad. That Friday, he went to school and he came home. And then that weekend fell on his dad's weekend to have him, so he was gone from Friday to Monday. So I had like a big break with that. But then once that second week came around, he was going to school, coming home, and yeah, so I'm used to bathing him, feeding him and stuff, and I really could not do that. And he's not used to me not being able to pick him up and things like that, but we got through it. So that would be the 2 hardest things that I had to do with during surgery. How it was my recovery. I'm still recovering. I'm only 3 weeks post-op. So I still have my incisions that dissolve, that are still dissolving. So I'm not fully closed. And yeah, I still have like a few, my boobs don't really ache. Well, sometimes I'll get like sharp pains and my chest will hurt, but I'm really more so right now having a lot of like back pain, upper back pain. But I'm trying not to take this week. I try not to take as much of my pain medication because once I'm out because of the type of drugs they are, and I don't want to be like dependent on them. So I've tried not to take a lot of them, so that way I'll still have some when I need it for whatever reason. Somebody said, did you get implants? Again, no, I did not get implants. I did ask for them, but I was told no because I didn't need them. Somebody said, have you held them and jiggled them? No. Held them, I have, of course, looked in the mirror, touched them, kind of scoped out the scene, see what I'm working with. But jiggling them right now, no. I'm still sore. Like I said, I still have incisions that are not fully closed and healed. So the most I'm doing is I'll take a shower, go with like kind of like air dry, and then I will put I don't know what I did with that bra, but my best friend Aspen was so nice enough to buy me 2 sports bras that kind of go in and zip up, and it's easy for me to take them on and off. I could not find any out here like in the local stores. Well, I did see some, but they did not have my size, and I'm a procrastinator, so I did not look until literally like I think the week before or the week of my surgery. So I was like kind of running around like a chicken with my head cut off, and she was nice enough to buy me some off of Amazon. So I've kind of like rotating those two around, and then like regular. I did buy two tight black regular sports bras, and I've just been wearing those to kind of like keep my boobs intact and to kind of like round them out. Um, One thing I will say, well, yeah, okay. So no, I haven't jiggled them, but I have touched them. Um, the last question: am I happy with the results? Overall, I am happy with my results because my breasts they fit my body. If anybody knows me, see me in person, whatever it is, I am a curvy woman. I've always had breasts my whole entire life. Anybody that truly knows me. And I've always had thighs and I've always had booty. Now, these days, I have a little bit more of it, after having a kid and eating good here in Atlanta. Hey, growing and gain weight. Okay, so I have a lot more of what I had back then. Um, so yeah, I think my breasts match my body. Now, what I will say is that during my consultation, everybody knows in this world you have a foot that's bigger than the other. You have an arm that's probably longer than the other. During my consultation, my doctor did point out to me that my left breast was bigger than my right breast, which I already knew that. Of course, like if you are familiar with your body, you should know that. So being said that, I can definitely, and he did tell me, like, I'm only telling you this because after your surgery, you're definitely going to be able to tell which one is bigger, which one's smaller. You won't be lopsided or anything like that. But your breasts, just how they say about your eyebrows are twins or not. They're sisters, are not twins. Just that's the same with your boobs. They're sisters, they're not twins. They're not going to be identical. So if you look at my breasts here, they look like pretty much the same size. But this one is a lot fuller, especially on like the outskirts right here, than this one. It's not that big of a deal. It does kind of bother me to a certain extent, but again, that's just how my body works. I know once I'm able to wear bras and I can lift them up, it won't be that big of a deal. But this one is a lot fuller than this one, and that's just life. It is what it is. I'm not lopsided or anything of that nature. But yeah, that's the only thing that I dislike about it. But I respect the fact that he told me, even though I already know. So that way, when I go on my after surgery appointment, I'm not like going off of him like, you made me lopsided, you botched me. No, because that's not the case. Like I said, you can still see. You can look at my breasts and see that they're both still, still the same. They're still up the same. I don't know, like I'm talking really fast because I'm trying to get through this, but you know what I'm saying. They're still leveled the same. They're still round. It's just, yeah, and they look nice. But yeah, that's really it. I hope I covered everything. If I did not, you can shoot me a DM. I really don't like typing out a lot of questions. A lot of answers is just a lot. So I hope I covered a lot of different things that you guys wanted to know the answer to. I think that if you have insurance and this is something that you have been wanting to do, I would encourage you to do it. My mom got the same surgery in December, and after I seen her results, I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting it done. So I went for it. I was very scared. A lot of people, was like, oh, if I had the courage to do it, I would do it. I know I have this facade, like I just got it all together. I'm just this tough bitch. That ain't it, okay? I was having dreams before my surgery that I was at my own funeral, and my friends were sitting there crying because I had died during surgery. I would just be at work, quiet, and then my coworkers would be, what's wrong? I'm just like, I'm okay. But really I wasn't. I was terrified about my surgery. Yeah, so anytime I would have any type of negative thoughts, because the devil will really try you. I would just pray immediately and say the blood of Jesus and just pray those negative thoughts away. So, like I said, if you have insurance, if you don't, you can afford it, I would definitely look into it. Looking, and like I said, any doctor that performs this surgery is familiar with how to get it approved through insurance. You don't have to do any of the paperwork. You're not responsible for that. That's on your doctor's office because they want to make sure that they get paid. All you have to do is follow the directions that they give you. That's all you have to do. They told me to go to the chiropractor. I went to the chiropractor, paid my copay to go to the chiropractor. Paid her to write, I think like $70 to write up my notes, my clinical notes, and she sent it over to my doctor's office, my surgeon's office, and they put in the authorization and it got approved. They get them approved all day, every day. Any surgeon isn't any cosmetologist. What am I talking about? What kind of, you know what I mean, y'all. Any plastic surgeon is familiar with breast reductions, and lifts are familiar with how to get them approved by insurance, period. So just call, do the work, okay? Like I said, I hope this has helped y'all. If it hasn't, I'm sorry. But yeah, thank you.